Hello, YouTube. What is going on, GZTV? I don't know why my shirt is so fucked up. We got the Call Me If You Get Lost shirt. It's kind of dirty, actually. I don't really want to show you guys it on camera because it looks fucking nasty. But we are here with New Music Friday. Weekly track roundup. We do this every week. This is the first of the month, the whole Playboy Cardi ordeal. So yeah, this is the last video I'm going to be shooting on the channel today. Obviously, I'm going to be recording a Madden video here in a little bit. But yeah, let's just talk about the music that dropped this week. I mean, Rod Wave started us off with Come See Me. I'm not a huge fan of Rod Wave. I mean, it's cool that he has a fan base. I respect him as an artist. I don't think he's great. I mean, he has a fan base. You kind of have to respect him, but it is what it is. Lil Wayne, very, very highly anticipated Cat Food. It's not a highly anticipated track, like, in specific, like, people didn't see snippets and stuff, and they're like, oh shit, he's finally dropping it. It's not really like that, but hey, Lil Wayne, one of the best rappers of all time, easily in the top 15, probably top 10 rappers of all time, dropped Cat Food. It's not a great song, but, the Carter 6 is coming up, so it's nice to, hopefully, I mean, maybe this track even signifies that. Now that he's actually dropping singles, and it's kind of like the fall season, I think we could possibly be seeing some new Wheezy here in the next 3 months to kind of round off the year. I think that'd be great. I mean, obviously, some Young Money counterparts like Drake and Nicki Minaj are supposedly dropping their album soon, so it'd be really cool to see Lil Wayne do the same. I'm not really sure what his plans are. And speaking of the Young Money, and speaking of Nicki Minaj and Drake, Nicki Minaj actually drops a song. Last time I saw you, now I'm not sure when the last time, no pun intended, was that Nicki Minaj actually dropped a song by herself. I know she's been featured on she was on a couple Lil Baby songs, I think. Obviously, who is it? I Spy. Sorry, I couldn't think of who it was. She was on the songs like that. Obviously, working with all the big female rappers in the industry. I think Sexy Red is next. I think that'd be a cool collab, but I don't know. This is a very R&B-ish direction. It's kind of goes away from her sassy, typical female rap shit. But I mean, I feel like she's in a pretty established relationship at this point in her life. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember the guy's name, but maybe that's why. I don't know. Shout out to Nicki Minaj, though. As we get into probably the highlight of the week, one of the highlights. There's a couple of highlights for this week. This week didn't really provide the most releases ever. I mean, it was less than 50 minutes of new music, 17 songs, so I'm not going to be here too long, but I mean, JID and Lil Yachty's little 2-pack here was fucking great. You have Half Doing Dope, which is just the classic sample flip, and then Van Gogh was something that was leaked for a while and finally put on streaming platforms. And actually, Half Doing Dope has a pretty much surprise appearance from Babytron. I didn't know that Babytron was on this track until I actually looked at it on my playlist, and I was like, holy shit, they have Babytron on this song. Which, he does his typical thing. He doesn't really add anything to the track, but it's just such a cool collab. JID, Lil Yachty, and Babytron. Yeah, these are two tracks though that I could definitely slap. That would definitely slap for quite some time. So, yeah. Coi Leray dropped a little EP. I decided to just listen to Isabel Marant. I mean, she's kind of going in this rage direction almost. I don't know. It is what it is. I don't mind it, but I also don't really think I'm going to find myself listening to that much. As we get to Doja Cat's Demons, there's a lot of Twitter discourse, man. People are not liking what Doja Cat is doing. And frankly, I don't necessarily do either. I think she's definitely exhibiting some pretty interesting traits, some pretty weird things, some mannerisms that I'm not really sure I like. They're kind of, I don't know. I mean, Rap Talks SK is defending the fuck out of this woman on Twitter. I mean, I don't think it's oh, demonic. I'm not gonna complain about that, but she's weird. The song's okay. I don't know. Queen Naija and NBA Youngboy. NBA Youngboy's been on a feature run recently. He had BK the Ruler last week. I think he might have had one before that too. The song's okay. It's a typical R&B and song, and I think that Youngboy actually fits pretty well with the R&B sound, which we saw with What's Your Name, pretty much for the first time in his career, a big R&B track, and his voice is perfect for that type of thing, and he kind of shows that here. Oh man, Tizo fucking touchdown, guys. This album is probably one of the most hyped up album releases since Utopia, literally. Probably since Utopia. Tizo Touchdown's new album, I can't remember what it's called. How Do You Sleep at Night or something. But he has You Thought, and on Instagram he's been dropping a series of kind of like these teasers. This was one of them that I really liked from the teasers. He's dropped like fucking 8 teasers for this album, 7. He's damn near giving us the whole album with snippets. I mean, other artists do that as well. He has Janelle Monáe on there, which is really interesting. It's a kind of an unorthodox feature, and now that I see that, I think going into the album, some of my expectations is like, I need to see some really interesting features on here, and I think that's what we're going to get. You know, he's worked with Travis Scott, he's worked with Tyler, the Creator. I'm sure he can get anyone on his fucking record if he wanted to at this point. I mean, he's been in connections with Drake. I mean, this guy is going to the fucking moon. I think Drake might even be on the album, if I'm being honest. Tizo might be on a Drake album, too. You never know. But, that song's great. I mean, the boom, 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 boom. Like, it's such an interesting... It's got kind of like that Yeezus vibe to it, but it's, like, mellowed out. It's a completely different sound. Like, you can't really put it on anything. And you can watch Tizo Touchdown interviews of, like, him describing that sound. As we get into the new Lil Pump song, 6 Rings, don't really give a fuck about this. It's just that classic, repetitive-ass Lil Pump hook. Nothing special. I think we can move on. Money Man with Gangsta Lean. Nothing that really caught my ear or anything, but Money Man is a pretty solid artist, so I had to include him on this week. Kind of some undercard stuff here. I don't really have much to say about the rest of these artists. I mean, Boz dropped Ho Chi Minh. What the fuck? I don't know what that means or anything. Midwest has been going on a pretty interesting like route lately. I didn't know he was as melodic as he is now. He dropped a little EP thing, and I just listened to Heartache Blues. I don't want to listen to a full album without features. I mean, I know. I've said this on the channel before. I don't like just listening to artists for features, but I mean, at a point with certain artists, like, yeah, I don't know. Real Boston Richie's been on a track run recently. Not a great one, but like he's been dropping consistently. He had Black Truck here. It's alright. I mean, he's had a couple freestyles I've heard on like his TikToks and stuff. He's not bad, man. And obviously he's been heavily promoted by other like media outlets, so I had to give him a listen. Lil J has I Love Freaks with the Sexies version. You get Sexy Red on here. It's a pretty popular like TikTok song, so I think it's cool for Sexy Red to be on this track. Do I care for it? Not really, but it's cool, I guess. It's a cool little moment in that guy's career, I suppose. Is there anything to say? Not really. Sexy Red, nasty lyrics as always. Blast and Bino Rideau have Doing Yo Stuff. I don't really give a fuck about it. Blast is cool as a feature artist on like a big artist album. I don't really care about him any place else. No offense. I'm not trying to disrespect. Dev Stacks is actually an artist that a lot of people have been talking about in the underground. He dropped Praise God this week. Really interesting, like, intro to this song. I don't know. I thought it was a cool direction. The song turned out to be pretty good. Maybe I'll go through and listen to some more Dev Stacks because a lot of people have been promoting him. A lot of people have been bumping his shit all over the place. So, yeah, maybe I will go listen to him. But yeah, Tizo Touchdown album next week. I will be doing an edited reaction. There's no way I won't. I mean, I'm so fucking excited for this album. I've been hearing some snippets everywhere. Drake is supposedly dropping an album. I don't think he ever revealed the release date. I will have to go peep that on social media or something. But when For All the Dogs drop, we'll be doing an edited reaction. Obviously, you know, guys like Ken Carson. This year supposedly still is going to be really good. I mean, Ken Carson's supposedly dropping. We have A$AP Rocky supposedly dropping. Metro has a couple albums with like J.I.